House because it fails to guarantee continued access by reporters to the President and the senior staff. And we've embarked on an exciting project with the museum in conjunction with the White House Historical Association. We're mounting an exhibit exploring 200 years of press coverage at the White House. The exhibit, called Access to Power, opens at the museum in September and will run through the inauguration next January. We hope you'll have a chance to see it. I've received a lot of help through the past year. My thanks to the members of the Association's board for their hard work, to USA Today's editor, Karin Jurgensen, and publisher Tom Curley for their support. And to my husband, Carl Lubsdorff, for the Dallas Morning News. I didn't figure that'd be an applause line, but he is also one of my predecessors in this post, and I appreciate his advice and encouragement. Now it's my honor to present the incoming president of the association. She is the senior producer in Washington for the CBS Early Show, and the first broadcast representative to serve as president of the association since board positions became elective offices 8 years ago. Please welcome Arlene Dillon.
I trained them. Thank you, Susan. President and Mrs. Clinton, ladies and gentlemen, 7 years, oh, no, just kidding. 5 years ago at this very dinner, 2 things happened to me that changed my life forever. One professional, the other personal. First, I was at the table in the middle of the room, and I couldn't see the head table very well, but I knew they were having a pretty good time up here. So I turned to my colleague, Bill Plant, and I said, Bill, how do you get to sit at the head table in the White House Correspondents Association and be elected? Then he gave me that all-knowing Bill Plant grin, that conniving Bill Plant look. Some of you know it well. A few days later, I was sitting in the White House briefing room, minding my own business for a change, and a voice came up from behind me. The voice said, I understand you want to be on the board. I'm scared to be the board. So sit at the head table. Look, you're wrong. Executive serious. It's a witness role. Have a animal called the board. We have many differences. But our studies are true. I'm very sad for that relationship. I can't even easy. I'm making all of you. And our choice is moving to our version of attention. I'll just let you. I think it's a photo. Okay, if that. You do that if I go, and I swear to God, here's absolutely one flowers. It makes it happen. This is our age. This is our work and purpose in the association.
And we appreciate it. We're also delighted that it was possible for Mrs. Clinton to be with us tonight. So I hope you'll join me in raising a toast to the President of the United States. The President.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. President Page, President-elect Dillon. Happy to be reunited at long last with the White House press corps. Taken just moments ago, it proves beyond a doubt that I'm happy here. Now, wait a minute. It seems that my hair in that photo is a little longer than it is tonight. So maybe I am happy to be here, and maybe I'm not. Feel free to speculate. It's a recent one of the Vice President applauding one of my policy initiatives. But Look, look. Now this photo. It made all the papers. The next one is my favorite. I really like it. Let's see the next photo. And everybody's talking about healing their rift. Actually, they're thinking about talking about healing their rift. And you know, I would really like to help them. I mean, I've got a lot of experience repairing the breach. I've worked with Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland. I've worked with Israelis and Palestinians, with Joe Lockhart and David Weston. But the differences between Bush and McCain may be just too vast. I mean, McCain is Bush's running mate. Hasn't the man suffered enough? Look, George W. Bush has got a brand spanking new campaign strategy. He's moving toward the political center, distancing himself from his own party, stealing ideas from the other party. I'm so glad Dick Morris has finally found work again. You know, the clock is running down on the Republicans in Congress, too. I feel for them, I do. They've only got 7 more months to investigate me. That's a lot of pressure. So little time. So many unanswered questions. For example, over the last few months, I've lost 10 pounds. Where did they go? Why haven't I produced them to the independent counsel? How did some of them manage to wind up on Tim Russert? Now, some of you might think I've been busy writing my memoirs. I'm not concerned about my memoirs. I'm concerned about my resume. Here's what I've got so far. Career objective: to stay president. But being realistic, I would consider an executive position with another country. Of course, I'd prefer to stay within the G8. I'm working hard on this resume deal. I've been getting a lot of tips on how to write it, mostly from my staff. They really seem to be up on this stuff. And they tell me I have to use the active voice with a resume. You know, things like commanded U.S. Armed Forces, ordered airstrikes, served 3 terms as president. Everybody embellishes a little. Designed, built, and painted bridge to 21st century. Supervised Vice President's invention of the Internet. Generated, attracted, heightened, and maintained controversy. Now, I know lately I haven't done a very good job at creating controversy. And I'm sorry for that. You all have so much less to report. I guess that's why you're covering and commenting on my mood, my quiet, contemplative moments. my feelings during these final months in office. In that case, you might be interested to know that a film crew has been following me around the White House, documenting my remaining time there. This is a strange time in the life of any administration, but I think this short film will show that I have come to terms with it. Could we see the film?
Well, with the Vice President and the First Lady out on the campaign trail, things aren't as exciting as they used to be around here. In fact, it's really starting to wind down.
There's bipartisan support for it in Congress, and it meets the principles I set out in my State of the Union. If they send me the bill in its present form, I will sign it. Okay. Any questions? Helen?
Are you still here?
Radio just doesn't capture the sadness, the isolation of it all, so I've just stopped reporting it.
Joe?
2:45.
Anybody home?
There's no one in the place except you and me.
John? Maria?
So set 'em up, Joe. I got a little story.
What am I going to ask the guy? I mean, I have nothing to ask him. I pass.
He's yesterday's news. Who's next?
Drinking, my friend.
Hello, White House. Hold, please. Hello, White House. Please hold. Hello, White House. White House. Hello, hold, please. Please hold. No, Mr. Podesta's not here now. Would you like his voicemail?
I feel bad for him. It looks like he has nothing to do.
I'm a little bit worried about him. This morning, for example, he came into the Oval Office for our meeting, and I said, "Mr. President, is everything all right?" And he said, "Yeah, what's the matter?" And I said, "Mr. President, you're wearing your pajama bottoms."
I really have nothing to say about that.
I wish I could be here more, but I really think Bill has everything under control.
Wait!
Well, I think his legacy is going to be the natural environment, improving the green spaces of our country. I've urged him to spend more time on that.
The president's schedule is just as busy as ever. He's just doing different things.
One more for the road. You'd never know it, but buddy, I'm a kind of poet, and I got a lot of things I'd like to say. And when I'm gloomy, won't you listen to me?
I feel really bad for him. I wish there was something that would cheer him up.
Mr. P, you ready to start?
Show me email.
Okay, let's light this candle.
I want to see eBay.
Yeah. Just like that. You're riding the wave of the future, my man. Now, what do you feel like buying?
I want to buy a smoked ham.
Excellent choice. Right, you're there. You're almost there. How many are you going to buy?
Wait a minute.
What's the problem? Chicken?
What does it cost?
Name your own price, my man.
Oh, well, we're stocking for winter.
Let's do it! Yahtzee! All right, you did it, my man.
B
sunk my battleship.
Yes. I want to thank the Academy for this tremendous honor. This may be the greatest moment of my life. I mean, ever since I was a little boy, I wanted to be a real actor. Leave your money in your pocket. Sweet. Pretty good, huh? Is that all you want? You like me. You really like me. Now, you know, I may complain about coming here, but a year from now, I'll have to watch someone else give this speech. And I'll feel an onset of that rare affliction unique to former presidents, AGDD, attention-getting deficit disorder, plus which I'll really be burned up when Al Gore turns out to be funnier than me. But let me say to all of you, I have loved these 8 years. You know, I read in the history books how other presidents say the White House is like a penitentiary and every motive they have is suspect. Even George Washington complained he was treated like a common thief, and they all say they can't get away, can't wait to get away. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. I don't know. But I wish that people not
From Iggy's Tonight Show, Jay Leno.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. That was a fine, fine speech, although Al Gore says he would have handled it differently. But I thought... Because you all sense the sadness that President Clinton feels about leaving the White House. Believe me, Mr. President, there was no one sadder than I am that you're leaving. You bought my house. You bought my car. Everything I have, I owe to you. I couldn't have done it without you. I want to say a special hello also to the wife of the most powerful man in the world, Andrea Mitchell. Andrea Mitchell, where are you? Andrea Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen. Andrea Mitchell dated Alan Greenspan for 12 years before he married him. See, some people do anything to get a story, ladies and gentlemen. That is a reporter. What is home like for them? You know, when he wakes up in a bad mood, does she run to the phone, call a broker, look, sell. Just sell everything, damn it. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Just sell. And of course, it's an honor, obviously, to be here tonight with the press and, of course, the president. And by the way, the First Lady, don't worry about leaving a tip. I have taken care of that for you. So that... That will never happen again. It's all been done already. Those oversights can often happen. Of course, we have 7 cast members from West Wing. That's West Wing, the favorite show of the Democrats. Every Democrat loves that show. But George Bush says no. He says he's going to watch tomorrow night the NBC miniseries, the 70s. Not because it's a better show. It's just he doesn't remember it, and it'll be a learning experience for him. And to bring back some issues. You know, I look out at all these press people. What do we got, 700 of them? And I wonder, who the hell is watching Elian? Huh? What is going on there? A lot of controversy. Was the government right? Was the government wrong? 60% feel the government did the right thing in taking the boy. 35% no, they disagree. But 98% of the people want to know, what the hell was that creepy fisherman doing in the closet at 5 o'clock in the morning? Huh? Who is that guy? He's like the Latino Cato Kalin. Where did he come from? What does he do? You see, I blame the father. The father handled this all wrong. The father should have come to our American legal system from the beginning. He should have flown to Miami, walked up to the house, slipped on the front stairs, sued the Gonzaleses, got the house, get them evicted, sell the house, go back to Cuba, the richest guy on the island. That's the American way. That's the American way. One of the things I most admire about President Clinton, he's the only president I ever heard of that went back to his high school reunion. To me, that is very cool. To me, that is the only reason I would want to be president, just so I could go back to my high school reunion. Just to walk up to that snotty cheerleader and go, oh, still too busy for the leader of the free world? Hey, how's your husband's Amway franchise? How's that working out? See, that is very cool. And of course, President Clinton had some wonderful, wonderful international triumphs, such as bringing the Arabs and the Israelis together. Remember that day in the Rose Garden? Remember when they were all in step? I have never seen anything. Show that footage. Take a look. Tell you something. You know, the media loves to delve into the lives of our presidents, the private lives of our presidents. Right, there's an autobiography out right now that says Abraham Lincoln may have been gay. Have you seen this story? You know what I'm talking about? It says Abraham Lincoln may have been gay. You see that? A guy goes to the theater one time, and right away, he's got to be gay. But you know, see, some politicians are immune to this kind of scrutiny. Like Madeleine Albright. How does she get away with it? Remember that little incident with the Italian foreign minister? Why didn't you people in the press go after her for that? Take a look. You see what I'm talking about. Take a look.
We are operating to try to bring to an early end this conflict that is so painful for everybody. Ooh. Well, thank you very much.
The press then. And God bless President Clinton always managed to outlast his critics, like Ken Starr. Remember how arrogant Ken Starr was. Remember when he was investigated? Remember when he was questioned, how arrogant he was during that investigation? Take a look.
There's no smoking allowed in the building, Mr. Starr. What are you going to do? Arrest me?
And of course, like everybody else in the press, very excited about this upcoming election, huh? Gore versus Bush. The thriller in vanilla, ladies and gentlemen. Paper or plastic, what do you want? Harvard man versus a Yale man. See, in this country, any preppy can grow up to be president of the United States. This is going to turn into a real polo match come November. You watch. You watch. See, I often wonder about some of the people that fell out early. You know, some of the people that lost the prime. Like Elizabeth Dole. Like I heard a lot of you press people say, oh, she's not tough enough. She wasn't tough enough to be president. Not tough. This is a woman who's seen Bob Dole naked, okay? Huh? You want to talk tough. Put that visual in your mind for just a sec. Of course, the big question, who's going to be the vice presidential nominee for the Republicans? Now, Elizabeth Dole says she wants the job, but I believe it was on Meet the Press with Tim Russert. Bob Dole thought, he said, John McCain or Christine Whitman might be a good choice. Huh? Get the feeling Bob won't be needing a refill on that Viagra prescription anytime soon, huh? And what's that all about? One day you're almost president, the next day you have erectile dysfunction. How does that work? You may be sadder about leaving office than you thought. Yeah, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But God bless Bob Dole. Have you seen his you've seen Bob Dole's latest Viagra commercial? Take a look. I'm going to miss a lot of the guys. Steve Forbes. I love Steve Forbes. I liked his economic plan. It was called Inheritance. And Steve Forbes said he learned a lot in Iowa. For example, he was thrilled to find out there were other parts of the cow besides the filet mignon. And of course, everybody's an outsider now. You know, Gore has moved his campaign headquarters to Nashville. Bush, of course, he is down there in Texas. Why does everybody want to be an outsider? Why is Washington the only place in the world where lack of experience is considered an advantage? I mean, if you're in the hospital, a guy come up to you and go, listen, I've never been to medical school. I've never even seen ER. But if you just let me try this liver transplant, I know I can do it. And Gary Bauer, of course, Gary Bauer out there campaigning on an anti-gay platform, which of course fell apart after that pancake breakfast. Remember that little incident in New Hampshire? Remember what happened? Show what happened behind the scenes. You'll see why. Take a look. And of course, Orrin Hatch. Orrin Hatch had a great campaign slogan, didn't he? I don't know who the hell I am either. That didn't have much. No. Bill Bradley, what was his? Bradley, the other white guy. Yeah, that didn't work. And of course, his heart problems. Bradley's campaign kept saying his heart condition was nothing serious. They had to jolt his heart back into rhythm. Yeah. See, what the doctor said was apparently Bill Bradley is so boring that his heart would fall asleep. And have to go in and give him a shot. Yeah. But actually, one of the most talked about political ads of the past year was one where Michael Jordan endorsed Bill Bradley, and I thought it was a very credible ad. Until 2 minutes later, I saw another ad where Michael Jordan was talking to Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny, and then I went, oh. Not very much. And of course, Alan Keyes, God bless him, he's still out there, isn't he? Alan Keyes still running, going state to who thought the Republicans would one day be the party of the angry black man, huh? How about that? Who saw that coming? And of course, Donald Trump. That was my favorite. Donald Trump running for president. You know, he once said in an interview, people just want to be told the truth. And he's the type of guy, the type of straight shooter that people would vote for. Really? A real estate developer who's a casino owner who wants to be a politician? Isn't that pretty much the triple crown of lying right there? Huh? What is that? Why don't you become a used car dealer too while you're at it? See, I wish Trump would have won. You know, Trump was the only candidate that never admitted to experimenting with drugs. He said he never, ever did drugs. But actually, Trump did say he came close to doing cocaine one time. He said, but when he leaned over and he saw his reflection in that mirror, he realized it doesn't get any better than this. And as you know, Pat Buchanan, he left the Republican Party. Apparently all that talk about compassion scared him away. Yeah. George W. Bush calling himself the compassionate conservative. Really? You know, this guy's fried so many people instead of governor, they should call him the colonel. Please vote by the number of the 10. Of course,
Bush says he's trying to attract more people to the Republican Party. He said he wants to create a big tent, which is also the Republicans' policy on housing for the poor. Just get a big tent. You know, a lot of people pick on Bush for not being sharp, and I think one reason why they thought that was that little incident happened in the Texas primary. We'll show Bush voting. You see what I'm talking about. Keep your eye on it. All right. Said the philosopher he most identifies with is Jesus Christ. And I was thinking about that. I was trying to figure out which party Jesus would belong to. But he could have been a Democrat because he liked working with the poor. But then he could have been a Republican because, hey, he went into his father's business, you know. So could have gone either way. You know, it was sad, actually. I didn't enjoy seeing McCain and Bush attacking each other during the campaign. Remember the glory days of the Republican Party when they were all united against the poor and minorities? What happened to them? What happened to those days? Actually, some of those debates between McCain and Bush were pretty exciting. And there was one where McCain really lost it. Now, I'm going to show you 3 little clips from the 3 debates. Well, you'll see how these 2 men treated each other. Take a look.
They want reform. They want the government back because the people of Taiwan and the government of Taiwan recognize that the provocation of China would only lead to increase.
Down. I'm a victim of circumstance. Pull your head. Be quiet. Proceed to the case.
Let me say one thing about all this business, John.
I told you, I pulled them all down.
You didn't pull this ad.
Yes, I did.
This that ended up in the man's windshield yesterday?
That is not by my campaign.
Well, it says paid for by John McCain.
Then you know it's interesting. You're talking about printed material that's mailed out. I don't know who was responsible for it, but I know that attacks go on.
It's going to hurt the Republican Party, John, and I'm worried for this reason. And let me finish. Let me
Ronald Reagan get elected in 1980? There's no such thing as soft money.
May I finish?
We can stop it now. We commit that to that, and
you do
we can
nothing
get
about
the special
what's called
interest money out of American
There's
politics.
a lot of laboring people who are Republicans and conservatives. And yet, under the vision you got, and spin it the way you see fit.
You hate to see that kind of thing. Of course, Al Gore, God bless him, he has troubles too. He's got that controversial advisor, what's her name, Naomi Wolf, on the payroll. Remember, she once said she thought it might be a good idea to teach masturbation in our public schools. Well, you can see why. You know, statistics show that our high school kids are now masturbating at just the 6th grade level. You know that? So, we can do better, people. We can do better. Al Gore, of course, served in Vietnam. He was a journalist. He was so good he won the Leonardo DiCaprio Medal for distinguished journalism. I guess you know that. The folks at ABC couldn't be prouder. In fact, not only did Leonardo get an interview with President Clinton while he was here, he got to sketch Helen Thomas in the nude. Many people don't know that. Yeah. But God bless Al, still the best fundraiser around. Boy, you ever see him work? Show him at a school. Take a look at this.
Good for you. Give me 5. There you go. All right.
Now, if Al Gore has a problem, it's probably the fact that he's not the hippest guy around. You know, he was up there in New Hampshire. You saw him up there. He actually worked the phones himself. He got on the phones and called voters, but not always with the best results. Take a look.
Hi, it's Vice President Al Gore.
What's that?
Excuse me?
What's that?
I'm not joking.
One thing about Al, always trying to connect with the young people. Always trying to connect. In fact, his product was not particularly successful.
God bless him for trying to look.
Kids, if it's action you're looking for, go for the Gore.
comes with a suit and podium grip action.
Look, he's ready to discuss foreign policy. Wow!
Al Gore says up to 50 different things.
We're the natural leader of the world. I don't think that goes there. People respect us as Americans because we're brave people who try to uphold.
I don't want it! Oh!
The Al Gore can be brought on any trip.
I think the president must have a vision of future.
Action figure available also stores for Christmas. Podium sold separately.
Al Gore. Now, you look at that, that only answer one questions that were McCain.
Oh my God, Phil was smart one.
How right?
All up left and lead.
All that, man. I am. There we go. I'll show you these questions on the that's well fan. God, no, well, shut me. The campaign for come on.
Gift listed to the press, $100. For NRA, priceless. There are some things money can buy.
Native. These are tech ads that the American public doesn't like. So I'm going to show you a couple of them.
One of the fat cats denies hot milk club. Dog says he's smart, but every time his owner pretends to throw vote cat. He says
it's just a Catholic school. I'm going to correspond a very important job, but you never know who the Washington correspondent is. The most famous Washington correspondent in the world. And let's see if people knew who they were to look.
The infomercials?
Infomercials for donuts?
Donuts.
Donuts, yeah.
What's that lady's name? Florence?
Florence Henderson?
Henderson.
That's Florence Henderson. That's very good.
She was in that show in the 70s.
What show?
Where the rock and roll band and...
Show in the 70s.
When they were on that bus.
The Partridge Family?
Yeah.
Come on, get happy.
Who's that?
Sandy Duncan.
Sandy Duncan. Sandy Duncan, very good. Which one's the good eye?
This is the one on the right.
One on the right.
I don't know. She looks like Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
She looks like Kathy Bates, but I guess it isn't. No, not Kathy Bates. What do you think she does?
Give people a hard time.
Gives people a hard time.
Oh, gosh. Jack Kevorkian, maybe?
Jack Kevorkian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He looks like Jack Hammond. But I don't think it's Jack Hammond.
Jack Hammond?
Jurassic Park, the guy.
Oh, the Jurassic Park guy. You got it.
That's not Regis, is it?
Yeah, you got it.
Nope. Are these famous people?
That's what we're trying to find out.
That's Bob Barker.
Bob Barker from The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she's hot. That's Lucy Liu from Ally McBeal.
Exactly.
That's the one that was in Basic Instinct. What was her name?
Sharon
Stone.
Sharon Stone. Do you remember her face from Basic Instinct?
Yeah, it looks like her.
Yeah.
That's like Sharon Stone.
What do you think he does?
Oh, he's an actor.
An actor, yeah.
It's the guy from 007, isn't it?
007, Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah, there you go.
Very good, you got it.
Are there any black people in here?
No.
That's Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Is that Harrison Ford?
Close.
Close.
He wishes.
King.
King. Martin. Martin Luther King.
Is that Linda Tripp?
Linda Tripp. That's right.
Yeah?
That is Linda Tripp.
Oh,
Boy,
grapes.
You got it. You know your politics.
Still no black people.
No. What kind of? There may be here. There might be some
That's
black
why
people.
they call it the White House. Okay.
Ellen DeGeneres. No.
Very close. Very close.
Folks, one last thing. Now, you've all picked on President Clinton, but how do White House correspondents behave? Like, You see them out front there, and they got the nice suit or the raincoat, and they're doing the little stand-up thing. But when you take a White House correspondent, you send him to California. Suppose he doesn't know the camera's on him. Suppose he stopped by the Tonight Show. How would he behave? Take a look. I don't think we want to see Wolf get naked. Okay, that's about enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, say what an honor and a thrill this has been. And President Clinton, thank you, and the First Lady for being terrific sports. And boy, you know, if you want a president, you'd be a great comic. Boy, you have a good sense of timing. From one comic to another, you were really, really funny. So God bless you, sir. God bless the First Lady. Thank you all. Thankfully, talk to you tonight. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jay Leno. Finally, our thanks tonight to the person who organizes this dinner so well, Julia Whiston, the Executive Director of the White House Correspondents Association. And our thanks to you for joining us tonight. We invite you to stay and attend the receptions being hosted by news organizations in the hotel. We would ask you to remain in your seats until the President and First Lady, escorted by our new President and Vice President, have left the room. We hope you've enjoyed the evening. Good night.